Alright, welcome back, guys. I'm glad you made it this far, and now I'm going to be talking about something that's a little more advanced. Not advanced, I wouldn't say advanced. But you don't really know MySQL that well yet. Unless you do and you're just refreshing yourself with this information, that's fine. But I'll be talking about indexes. And basically, just think of an index as retrieving information faster and easier. Such as, if I need to know something about JavaScript, to get my JavaScript book out, look at the index, look for arrays, oh, page 1, and go to page 1. Sort of like that. Makes things easier. But how this works, it's good for the way information is sorted. So, let's just go to the basics. When you have a database, you're not just going to throw all your data and crap in it and never retrieve it. You're always going to retrieve it back, or what's the point in storing it? So I'm guessing eventually, sometime, you will retrieve your data. And you will usually want this data organized so you can read it or understand what's going on. So you may order it. So let's say you have a shop and a bunch of people have bought stuff, and you want to order everything everybody has bought by their last name. So people with the last name of A up here, and the people with the last name starting with Z down here, or the other way around. So, yeah, that's a good way to organize it, order it from A to Z. It's a great organization. And another thing is, you can make limitations to the results that are returned. So let's say you have a bank system and you want everybody's account that has more than $200 or dollars returned, or 200 euros, or whatever it is. So you could say, give me all the bank accounts where the account balance is over 200. So then the people with 100 would not be displayed, and the people with 6,000 would be displayed. That's a great organization method. And then you can order it again by their last name, or their first name, which I wouldn't recommend, but last name. So an index will basically allow you to do this faster and easier by telling MySQL that you'll be organizing it by this. So we have last name. This would be a good column to give an index, because you're commonly sorting it by the last name. Because if you get a book and you look at the index, it's not going to tell you about all the pictures and stuff inside this. It's going to tell you what the book is about. So this column, it's about your last name, and you're going to sort it by your last name. That's why you have an index by last name. So I hope that makes sense. So you'd have index, last name, just like that. That's a good example of a great index. And then another one would be account balance, as we said earlier. Blah, 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 account balance. Index, account balance. So I just needed to explain that a bit so you would understand what the use of an index is for. Because when I first started this, I was so confused. I did not understand indexes. I read books, read things online, and it just didn't make any sense. But I don't know why. I'm kind of slow, but I eventually got it. So I'm trying to make it so everybody else can understand it here. So basically, when you're organizing something or ordering it by something, you want to use an index for that column. So the good thing about index is it makes things faster when retrieving it. The bad thing is when inserting new info or new data or new columns or new entries into the database, it's actually slower because you have to update all the indexes. So from now, I'll be going over all the index types and when to use what, and explain each one. Alright, here are the 4 types of indexes. And yes, the first one is just a plain index. So as we go on through this course, I will be going over something called full text searches. And basically this allows you to search your database more advanced rather than another search method I'll be teaching you. And it's kind of hard to explain this when I haven't gone over the other stuff. But the reason I'm teaching this first is knowing this first will help the other stuff, help you understand it way easier. So full text is basically sort of like a Google search engine of your data. And that's basically all that is. It'll give you an index to allow you to do that. So let's get rid of that. That's what a full text is. Probably could have just left that up there, but that's okay. Now, index is the one we just went over. Good for sorting and where limitations. So that's what this index is for. Now, primary key, I already told you what a primary key was back at the beginning of the series, but if you weren't there or you forget, it is something that keeps everything unique, such as an ID, a student ID for a college, a social security number, a order ID, order number. You understand what I'm saying. It just keeps everything unique. This will receive a primary key index by automatically. So, stop dropping this. This will allow you to order things by the primary key much quicker. And the last type of index is unique. This is really simple. It just keeps everything in a column unique. And so here we have a column, and here we have rows. So this would be like the ID, and the ID is assumed to be unique automatically. But then we can have like a model number, or no, even better. You have a website, and you're having people sign up. A great unique index would be the username. This is because you can't have two people with the same username, but it's not a good ID. As in, like, oh, what's your ID? My ID is Caleb C1236 as my ID. That's a horrible ID. Although, it is a good username. Well, I guess. And it's unique because nobody else can have that username as me. So that's what indexes do. They allow you to sort information and get things gathered together in a faster, easier manner. It's better for you to add indexes, but you do not want too many because it can slow down updating the information and adding new information.